So thank you for being here, guys. You already had this video in Spanish. I will try to make this video in English because a few people have been asked me for English. Este video lo voy a hacer solamente en inglés, o voy a intentar hacerlo en inglés. Ya lo tengo en español. Les voy a dejar la sección, el enlace en la sección de comentarios de este video. So this is a 1956 Bel Air. You're going to use a lot of tools to make this trunk. And the shape that you're gonna have it on the side, this will be a panel. This will be as like at the fender side, and all the part you have to remove easily. So that will be wood. I am not sure yet if it will be 3/8 or 1/4 thickness wood. So that will be one panel. But on that panel, I will make like a pocket. That way the customer can use that part as a storage. That will be on that side. And I will make the same thing on the other side. Like I said, this will require time and tool. And the front part, that wall will be like a one more panel. And this panel, it has to remove too easily. And will be like will have a pleats. And will come in like this. I have to cut the wood, and then when I am cutting the vinyl, I have to make sure to have that design on the vinyl. The wood, it is simple, just one piece of wood, but then I will make a design on that wood. Before you start cutting anything, you already have to have like an idea how will look everything at the end, and you will be working basis on that idea, basis on that picture. If you are going to make one using my idea, in case if you are having a hard time, just relax, go drink some water, take 5 minutes break, and then you come back, you are coming fresh. So everything right there, you have to be removable. The hardest thing right here is to prepare everything, to prepare the base, where those panel will go, what kind of click are you going to use, if you're going to use click or screw. If in case if you use a screw, it has to be easy to remove it, because customer don't want to have like a hard time. First, I will put a piece of wood right there. That piece of wood can be like 10 inches, 12 inches. And I will cut it. That is the hardest part on that trunk, because you will hold that big piece of wood into that one, so that part it has to be strong. And I am measuring everything. And I'm going to use a circular saw. It is better when you're going to cut it straight. Better and faster. And remember, when you cut the wood, you have to sand it too. Maybe not this piece, but the rest of the piece, all those panels that you're going to wrap it with vinyl, sand it. Even if you're going to add like a 1/2 inch front thickness. See, I got that wood already marked. I'm going to draw some line, and I'm going to cut it. That piece is not straight. I have to cut it on there. And there are two pieces. Remember, I am working on left and right at the same time. Maybe I only will show you one side, right or left, and you will get the idea how the other side go. And I will start cutting. And because there are two pieces, if you don't have experience using the circular braid, just practice before. Other way, just use the jigsaw. The jigsaw is easy to use, and will take a little bit more time, yes, because it's the jigsaw. Circular saw is faster, but of course you have to know how to use it. In some part of the video, you will see I will put the video fast, That way, because I don't want to take me for long time. And I am cutting that wood in there. I got one part. Now I have to cut it. Are two pieces, left and right. And I'm going to cut this one. I got one piece already, and I'm going to cut the other piece. I got the two pieces already. So now you can sand it left and right. This is a 1/2 inch. So after I cut the wood, the trunk, and see if it fit, and you can see right there it fit. That piece is very important to make it strong, because the big piece of wood will rest on that one. If that one is loose, the big panel will be loose too. I'm going to put some staple in there. If you I'm going to paint that wood too, but that will be at the end. Right now what I'm trying to do is I will put Velcro on those pieces. Why? Because that big panel will rest on that part, and I will put Velcro on the other part. I will put the male Velcro right here and the female on the other part. That way I can stick in there. Plus I will put it a click. I got it right there, and I will put a staple. So I got this part, and make sure if you are doing the same thing, if you are following me doing this another trunk by watching my video, put a staple on that Velcro, because if you only leave it like that, it might come out, might unglue it. Put a staple, or put some small screw. I will do the same thing on the other panel. I got one already, and there is, you can see him on there. So after I put Velcro on two pieces, I just bring it to over here, and I will put a staple in there. In case when you put a staple, that piece is still loose, you might have to add another piece of wood on the back, and you have to put with silicone, or find a way how you can hold it. But like this should be strong. You can see I only have put two staples in there, and that piece of wood is strong. And make sure that wood that you put them on there, those cables that are going across like a tension for the trunk door, that piece of wood shouldn't be touching those bars right there. If it touch, it might be like a problem when the customer open the trunk. Just don't put nothing on there. Make sure that wood stay away from those bars. And I will do the same thing right here. The customer wanna have like a storage right there, right there. Wanna have like a storage, so I will have to make like a door in there. So I just put two staples. I am using a staple gun that put like a 1.5 inch long staple. That's the staple that I'm using. And with those two panels in there, so I can keep going, cutting the rest of the wood. This is just the beginning. That part won't show it, won't see it. Nothing of that wood will be able to see it. So, but I am painting just in case if the customer remove the wood that will be on top. I don't want it to see just like that. See, now I am putting a trunk lining in there. That trunk lining it won't see it too, will be behind the wood. And I'm putting that part with a lot of glue. A lot of glue. And I will do the same thing on the other side. This is the area where the fender wheel, and I'm cutting that front lining a little bit in, like 1/4 inch shorter, but that's the way it should be. See, I got it right there. I know it is kind of hard to see because the position where the camera is, and I don't have no light. This video was recorded a long time ago, and I was kind of learning how to use my camera, so I got it right there. Now you see I covered the other side. Now I have like a, this is like a pattern, because I'm going to cut a big piece of wood. I use this board just to make the form in there. I will cut 2 pieces of wood, and this piece of wood I have to wrap it with vinyl. So this piece of wood I'm going to put like a sander really good, because this piece of wood I will see it at the end, customer will see it at the end, so you have to be nice. I already covered that part with vinyl. It was easy to cover, that's why I didn't show it, but it was easy. You just have to put a lot of glue in there, and you have to put glue on the vinyl and glue on the fender wheel. And I got that wood already. See, that is wood, and I wrap it with headliner, and now I'm going to cover with vinyl. That will be right there, and I'm going to put some screw just to hold it. And I got the other piece of wood too. So now I'm going to wrap it with vinyl. Like I say, this little thing will take time. And I have to wrap it with vinyl. Nice. And it has to be well done. At the end, it has to be well done. Nothing about wrinkle. In case if any wrinkle still showing from the face, you can use the hot air to eliminate it, because you have to be plain. So I got the 2 pieces already. Now I'm going to put them on, and I got one right there. I know it is dark and it's hard to see, but I got one right there, and I will put 1 screw in there. And there is. And same thing on the other side. I got the other side right there. Now I have to cut 1 more piece of wood. I am hitting with the hammer, just make sure, because it has to be the same level as that metal right there. And I will put 1 screw right there. That screw won't see it at the end, because on top of that part will be a big piece of wood. So I got it right there. And what you see me doing on here, I will do the same thing on the other side. So now I am cutting this. You remember this was a chipboard. Now I'm going to make cut the wood. And the wood has to be same thickness. And it has to be 2 pieces, so I'm going to cut it. Then after I done cutting, you see I am using a jigsaw, because this piece is not straight. Then after I cut it, I will take it to the car and make sure it fit well. In case if it doesn't fit, I will make any adjustment that are required to fit. So I got one piece of wood and you can see them on there. I will do the same thing with the other side. That's what I make out of the chipboard. I made a panel and I already wrap it with that 1/4 font thickness, and I made 2 holes for the click. So I got it right here, and I got the 2 click in there. This is a plastic click because, like I say, it has to be easy to remove it. Now we're going to wrap this panel with vinyl. All is going to be black vinyl, and a good quality vinyl. I am pulling that vinyl because I don't want to look loose, or I don't want any wrinkle. And I am trimming all the excess material. Now you're going to take it to the car and make sure it fit. It should fit. And look, I haven't put them on there. There are the hole, and then there are the click. The click must get into those holes. Just make sure those click get into that hole and just push it. And that part is done. Now after I done with those panel, I'm going to cut that big piece of wood. And you have to measure it, and don't cut them exactly because you're going to wrap it with vinyl. Cut like, I would say, 1/8 shorter. And I got this big piece of, this will be the biggest piece of wood that I will cut it for that trunk. So I got it right here. I'm gonna take it to the car and put them on there and make sure it fit well. It should fit well. And you can see it right. I have to trim a little bit right there because it's not straight on the bottom, because I want this bit to fit flat and it's not going in. You see I already trimming, and you can see right there. Now I have to trim a little bit more, like 1/4. And same thing on the top. On the top is not straight, so I have to trim it on there too, because I want to make sure this would get in there easy, and it has to come out easy. I already trim it on there. I already cut it, and you can see him on there. It get in, and I have to make sure get in easy, and it has to get out easy. I will put a line right there. Right there is gonna be one line, and same thing on the other side. Then I will draw a line all the way across. From that line to the bottom will have a pleat. From that line up will be plain. Y ahí lo pueden ver ustedes. You can see him on there. You will have a lot of line, a lot, and that will take time. I have to make sure one of those lines, the outside line, is not straight. Next, I have to start cutting the vinyl. Any place that you're going to put it, just draw it on the vinyl. Any, I'm just going to put like 1.5 pleats, and it will have a lot of line, but at the end will look nice. The color of the thread will be, it won't be black, so it will be like purple, and that I want to see the purple on top of the black, how it look. First I divided the material on 2, and then I start putting those lines. You can make any design on top of the wood, any design. And I'm going to do same thing right here on the bottom. Now I will drop those lines. If you see that the ruler is not straight, but those lines are straight, the only thing I haven't added something to my camera that would make it look like that. See, the camera now is like a far away. When the camera is too close, make it look like weird. But that's the camera. Now I will put glue right here. I have to make sure this vinyl is sticking to that phone. And then I will cut all around the extra phone. Now I'm going to take it to the sewing machine. I'm going to start sewing. But first I need to put foam on those two sides. This is vinyl too, and that will be the side. That will be on 4 pieces. The one with the stitches, the one with going on the top, and the 2 smaller sizes. So now we'll start sewing. I will use this purple thread. This is a 270. It's a thickness thread. The density is 270. And right here, you have to make sure at least to know the basic skill how to use the sewing machine. The basic. Why? Because you have to make sure to put those lines, those stitches exactly on top of the line. The line is straight, and those stitches, it has to be straight. And one thing, when the vinyl when the thread is the same color as the vinyl, if you sew it like a little bit crooked, you can see it, but maybe the customer won't see it because it will be all one color. But right here, the vinyl is black and the thread is purple, so any mistake that you made it will see it from far away. So you have to take care of that thing. Sew them straight. Take your time. In case if you don't have experience, practice before doing it. See, I put 1 stitch already, and I will do all the rest. See, 2 stitches. I got 1 pleat. And right there you can see. Now also all like that. All like that. And I got that insert done. So now I'll be sewing a panel on top. This is vinyl. Just put a mark on the center, fold it by half, and same thing right here. I need to know where the center is, and that's the way I know. So I just will put this one on top in there. And I got it. But this now I will take it to the table and start putting them on. I will put the other 2 sizes. You will see it. So I have to make sure where is the center, because this piece has to be centered. You don't want this piece to see it from far away like crooked or to look weird. No, you want this piece to look nice. So put those lime. If you draw a line on the wood, make sure to put that one stitch or whatever line you haven't put them on the vinyl to match with the one what is on the wood. I am going to let it dry that glue. So, and now you see that stitching there, it has to be exactly on top of that line. If you go exactly on top, that means everything is going well. Same thing with that line on there. See? It is exactly on top of that pencil mark. So I got it. Placing rice. Now I rub it, making sure that glue is sticking strong in there. And now we'll cut only the font. I don't want font to be over that wood. I want to be exactly on the around the edge. Because if I let that font extra in there, might not get in that piece. And right here I'm going to draw a line. Okay, I got that. That will be another piece of material on there. Same thing on the other side. And I cut it, and I don't cut it exactly on top of the mark. Just cut it like 1 inch away. Now we're going to wrap that piece with going to put an extra piece in there with the staple. But first I will wrap this. I'll put a lot of staple, making sure this piece look nice. And I don't want to see the color of the wood on both sides, so I will see what I can do on the back. Because the customer will remove this piece of wood. He will remove it in case if the battery got dead or doing any cable management in there, because he have a speaker on the package tray. So he will remove this piece, this panel, and I don't want him to see the wood color in there. So done with the bottom and the top part. Now I'm working on the side. I'm going to cut 2 pieces of vinyl. And I have it over here, so I'm going to there are so many ways how you can do this thing. So many ways how you can do this thing and get the same result. So I'm going to run that staple. Y la voy a poner con staple. If you have experience doing furniture, wow, this is the same thing. Putting a strip of chipboard on there and then like blind tacking. You can see him on there. Now I just do it this way. See, that piece has to be plain. You don't want to see no wrinkle on there, so just be careful. I just see like some wrinkle right now, but at the end, no wrinkle. Remember that. See? but I will add a little bit extra. If you need it, I will add a font. So you can see now it look better. Because it wasn't a staple at all. It wasn't a staple, it just had like a few staples. So now I'm just going to pull them on the top, same thing on the bottom, and finish that part in there. So and now I got that part. It is done. I just have to trim in all this extra material, and I will do the same thing on the other side. And there is, that part is done. So I will take it to the car. It's not done yet. I have to put a trunk lining on there just to cover that wood, because the customer will remove this panel and I don't want him to see that wood color. So that's what I'm putting trunk lining on there, and I will put glue on both sides. And I am putting a staple too. You see I put Velcro on the side, and I put like a handle on the top. See, that way the customer can pull it and remove that part. The battery is on there. I paint that area, and I got that part done. Look, I put Velcro on the side, both pieces of Velcro, one female and one male. So now I have to work on the side, the fender wheel. I have to do that part in there. And that will take time too, because I had to make like some compartment in there. I had this panel board and door panel hardboard, and I had to cut it and make it fit in that area. It is longer right now. I have to trim it. And I had to trim a little bit more that black panel right there. Top section right there, I will make out of wood. I just cutting right now the pattern. It is a lot better to use this one, and then go and cut the wood by this one, instead of have the wood right there and working with the wood. And now we'll see if it is fixing the other one. I just had to trim a little bit, but first I will cut this one a little bit right there. On the top it is the same, just the bottom I had to cut it. So I got the blackboard already. It fixed good. Now I have to cut the wood by that one. And after I cut in the wood, I had to sand it. I had to make it as smooth as possible, those edges right there, because it's not good to leave it like that. Even I'm gonna put like 1/4 of foam on top, 1/4 inch of thickness foam on top, but it's a lot better to sand it. Let's see how it fixes. And you can see right there, and it fixed nice. So it's a little bit tight, but that's fine. I will sand it a little bit more. I don't want to be so tight because I had to wrap it with vinyl. I'm gonna trim a little bit right there. I'm gonna cut it just a little bit, not too much. Same thing on the bottom. And by this one I will cut the other one, the other side. And I got the other side right here, and you can see him on there. I just trim a little bit on the back. That one is straight on the bottom, and the other one is not straight, have like a little bit of curve. I just cut the part in there, but it is ready to start drawing the drawer that I will making right here. So I will give it like 4 inches from the bottom. I gonna see if 4 inches is enough. If it had to be less, I will cut more. So I got it right there, and right here I will give like 9 inches. This is a drawer, that way the customer can have access to the part, use it as a storage in case if he wanna remove that panel, he will do it easily. That's what it takes time. Prepare everything. So I got that part. I'm going to cut that section in there, and I will do the same thing on the other side, cutting. You see, on the top it is like a square. I don't want a square, I want a little bit rounded. Same thing right here. And on the bottom will be the same thing. It is better when you make a little bit rounded. It is better because the vinyl has to mold it to that part. Not only the vinyl, the drawer has to get inside that part. So I cut the hole already, and you can see him on there. That is the piece of wood that I will use for the hose, for the drawer. And I'm going to do the same thing right here. And right here it is easy because I will use that piece of wood. I just have to figure out, give it like the same distance, the bottom to the top, because I don't want one to look I don't want it to look differently, like sideways or like crooked. No, it has to be exactly. So I got it. Now I'm going to make sure by using the square. And at this I will take it to a table, and I will cut that holes, and I will wrap it with headliner as a 1/4 thickness foam. Right here, if you use sand this wood really good, it's not necessary to put like headliner. But sometimes, even if you sand it, that wood feel and see a lot better. That panel right there. So I got those 2 pieces of wood, and you can see it. I have it on my table. It's only the wood, only wood. So I sanded already all around. Now I'm gonna put that headliner on top. The headliner is 1/4 of inch thickness. And I'm going to put them right there, and I will do the same thing with the other one. Just pay attention how I do this one. It is not hard, but it is very important to come in nice. And I got 2 already. Now I will trim all around, all that extra material that I have it. I will use a sharp knife to cut it all around. I don't need to give extra. Sometimes I do, but on this one I won't. And I will cut the hole, and I will do the same with the other door panel. And I have it right there. And the vinyl is this. It is the same vinyl. I will cut this to pieces and I will wrap it with vinyl. It is easy to wrap it with vinyl because it's just flat piece. Just you have to make sure no wrinkle where you can see it. Behind it's okay if it has wrinkle, but nothing where the customer can see it. I got the two panel already, so now we'll start. Are two ways how you can put this vinyl in there by glue and with the staple. I will use staple because it's a lot of it's easier, and like the way I see it is better. But if you don't have a staple, you don't have a staple, and you can use glue. I just pull it, not too much, just enough to make this look nice. Right there on that area right there, I will put a trunk lining just to cover that wood. I don't want to see that color in there. I want to see all black. And I made those cuts in there because I want that vinyl to release pressure. That way it can mold into the wood. Because right there by the fender is not straight. You can see a lot of wrinkles in there, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about those wrinkles. So I got it. Now I will trim all that excess material in there. And I will do the same with the other panel. Right there I have to cut it. Just cut like 1.5 inches away from the wood. Do not cut it exactly. I am making 2 cuts in there, but I am not cutting all the way to the wood. It's cutting like 1/2 inch before that edge. And you see, first I put 1 staple right there, and then I pull it and put more staple. Make sure that pull has to be even, because otherwise it will look like bubble or bump behind. And believe me, you don't want to see that. So look how it's looking. And now we'll cut the material in there, and let's see how it looks. You can see how it looks. It looks nice. So I got that 2 pieces already. And something that I did behind scenes, I just put an extra piece of wood behind. I don't know if you can see where the hole is, and that piece of wood have Velcro. That way the door will stick to that Velcro in there. Right there, you can see me clearly right there. This takes time a lot. That's the board that I use, and that's the Velcro that I use for that. Now I will put this wood on top, and I will wrap it with vinyl. Then I will put Velcro behind, because I want that piece to stick with the other one. Now the question is, how do I hold those panels on the trunk? Well, you see this board. This is a blackboard 1/8 thickness. I'm going to put velcro on there. Then I will go and figure out how do I make it stay those pieces on the trunk. And you see it right there. I got one in there, and just have to make it nice. There is a piece of metal right there, and I will put this one on there. And that's why I'm going to I will put a rivet. Are 3 metal, and I will put 3 pieces of hardboard with velcro, and I will paint that metal because I don't like how it looks. So I got them already. I haven't painted yet, but now I need to see if that wood will stay in there and will be strong. I'm going to paint it right now. It is easier to do it right now than later. So I got this panel, and I have to see if it will fit first because I wrap it with vinyl. Get a little bit bigger with the vinyl, but I cut a little bit shorter, like I say 1/8 smallest, and there is, you can see them on there. Wow, that thing look nice in there. Look awesome. And it's not leather, it is pure vinyl. Okay, I got that one. And let's see the other one. Should get in without any inconvenience. And it is strong, believe me, it is strong, that wood in there. So I got the 2 panel already. I got the wall. So now I just have to make those access door, and I have to wrap it with vinyl. And here I am wrapping those wood with vinyl. Remember, that wood, it has to get in that hole, and it has to stick with the velcro. If it is too tight, it will rip the vinyl. If it is too loose, you will see a gap through that. So it's better to make it perfect. That way you don't see a gap and get in and get out easily. And I will do the same thing right here, and I have to put a black material on there. So now trim all around, cutting that vinyl. And I cut off the vinyl already. So now I need to cover the back part of that drawer. But I am cutting 2 pieces of vinyl because I have to put like a little bit. This is just for the pull, because the customer need to, like a handle. He will get that part of vinyl, he will pull it, and then he will like that door will open. Because if I don't put that thing, it will be like hard for him to open that part. I got him right here. I will put one right there. See, and I sand the wood a little bit in that area. It's uneven right there. And I will sew it. I will sew in all around. And I have it right here. So now I'm going to put hold this piece with the staple. And I will put a trunk line on there. And I'm putting a lot of glue, because I don't want this trunk lining and glue later. So that's what I put in my lot of glue. And I just put the material on top. If you cut this with the scissors, make sure to cut them straight. Make that piece look nice. I will put a staple all around, just to making sure. And I got this piece. I have to put a velcro in there. It's going to put a small pieces of velcro. And if it is necessary, we'll put them on all four sizes. But I think it's better to put only on the top than on the bottom. But if it is necessary, I will. So I got that piece already. It is done. Finally, it's done, that piece. Make sure all the staples you put them on there go all the way in. And let's see if it's gonna fit that piece of wood in there. I got the two already done. Let's put one right there. And there is done. You can see him on there. Wow. Okay, I got that part, but it's not done yet. I have to put some hinges, but that will be the last part that I will do. And I maybe use like a material as a hinges, or I will put some metal hinges in there, but that will be the last part. So now I have to do the carpet for this. And the carpet is easy compared to all the rest. See, I got the hard theme already. Figure all those panels, how you're gonna go. Make the base for those panels. That's the hardest thing. Now the carpet is easier. And if you notice, I put like that padding already in the carpet. Is in the carpet behind. It's like the carpet has like a pattern, but with glue. The car already have an insulation, but I don't want to put just a carpet on top. No, I want to put insulation. Then I will put the carpet, but I will glue the insulation to the carpet. Just notice that the white part that is on the left bottom corner right there, where the carpet is, there is like a white material in there. That's the insulation. And I am cutting. Just make sure, do not cut them exactly. Give it like a little bit extra, just in case. A little bit extra, because sometimes when you cut them exactly and you put banding all around, coming like a little bit short. So, and trace it all around. See how I'm tracing all around. Okay, I got it. Now I have to take it to a sewing machine and sew that banding all around. Before you start sewing, you have to have a skill using the sewing machine. Otherwise, do not put a banding, just put a stitch all around and leave it like that. But if you know how to sewing, or you don't have like experience sewing, but you have been sewing before, so just be careful, practice it before, and put that banding all around. That way you don't see the edge of that carpet. This is the banding. This is already made already. Sometimes when they don't have the color of the carpet, I have to make it. Excuse me, but on this type it's a black, so black banding is so popular. And I sew all around. See, like that. It has to be as straight as possible where it is straight, but just follow the shape of the carpet. I am not using like an attachment for the banding. You see, I am doing everything manual. A lot of people use attachment, banding attachment for the sewing this process, and with that accessory, this process, it is so easy. Believe me, so easy. So, and this sewing process is done. Now I gotta take it to the car. I'm going to put a little bit of glue in case if the customer wanna remove this carpet later, he will be able to do it. So, but I will put glue just to hold that a little bit. And you can see I am right there. If you notice, I painted where the back wall is. I painted on there, and that's the only part that I painted, just in case, because I don't want to see nothing about insulation in there. That's what I did. That. So I got glue on there, and I got glue on the carpet. So now I'm just gonna put them on, lay them on, lay it down, and this should fit perfectly. See, I am painting right there. I don't want nothing of that part to see it. Now I start placing the carpet in there. Just make sure before you start rubbing, remember hot glue, make sure it's on the right place, because otherwise you might have to pull it to unglue it. It's done. I just have to clean it. All those panels, the back wall, the side panel, are easy to remove. It so easy. You just has to know how. Customer has to know how, because the other way he might end up breaking some of those wood. But it is easy. Take time to make it look this way. You remember how it was before, and take time. It takes time, but at the end, see, it look beautiful. Beautiful. I did this car, this trunk, as a betweener during the night, come early during the morning, as a betweener, because I have been so busy. So that's what I did. It work like a 1 hour, then do something else, then come back and do like something else, like that. But it is done. I am so happy because it looked nice. I think the customer is gonna love it. You the front seat how it look. it wasn't like that before. I didn't make a video related to those seats. That is a totally different design. But I have a video related about those doors. In case if you want to see the whole process, I have a video. All the time when you see a lot of light on that on door, like insert, like pleats, you have to make sure to put those lines straight, and you have to, because you don't want to see, like, if you saw it straight, but when you put them on the door panel, if you don't put it right, it might look like if you didn't saw it right. So you have to be careful on that, but everything is done. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoy it. If you're still thinking about to subscribe to my channel, don't think it anymore. Subscribe and click the bell. I am uploading video related to car interiors so often, and thank you, and see you in the next video. So I try hard to make this video on English. I already have it on Spanish from a long time ago, but I try hard this time. Hope you enjoy, guys, and thank you.